Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a general pick-a-pile reading about your sexuality and your overall sexual energy, including questions as what can you do more of, what should you do less of, what haven't you been doing. And I pulled a Moonology card and a card from the Starseed deck, and then also an Energy Oracle card. Timestamps are in the pinned comments. Readings are timeless. Decks are in the description box. There's also a link in there for the currently running giveaway of a free reading. There's also links for Instagram for free tarot layouts. And on my channel, if the camera zooms in, we pull a clarifying card. We have the sexual tarot deck that we'll pull clarifying cards from. We also have what's in the box for you to use your intuition. This will be at the end of the video where it will be shown what's in the box. Intuition is really important on my channel. If you hear me say something and you know it doesn't fit you, you know it doesn't fit your situation, like say, oh yeah, your partner's cheating and you know you're single, well then don't dwell on that because it's not your information. That shirt fits somebody else. So today we have the green truck, the nickel, and the brown foot. All right, we will go ahead and get started. So this is for the people who chose the brown truck. We have your overall energy. We have the Moonology card. We have a Starseed card. We have what can you do more of? What should you do less of? And what haven't you been doing? So what you should do more of is pulling up as the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands is about getting inspired, the urge to create new things. She's pregnant, he's got his hand on her, everybody else is kind of in the background. So you really are creating. Some of you in this particular reading are single, you're using the laws of attraction, trying to call in your person, and you are doing a really good job, and you should definitely continue that and do more of it. What you should do less of is pulling up as Temperance. So the Temperance card is about self-control and moderation, and some of you are actually being too controlling with yourself. This card is about balance, and some of you are out of balance. So you're and also some of you I feel are really, like I heard, tit for tat. Some of you are like, oh, you did this, I'll do this. You did this, I'll do this. You had an orgasm, I'll have an orgasm. You know what I mean? You're just really putting tight parameters on it. So lightening up and going with the flow is what you can, or so not being so controlling is what you can do less of. What haven't you been doing is showing up as the reverse Queen of Swords. The reverse Queen of Swords is someone who is dishonest. So an upright, she's saying the truth, she's taking care of herself. He's not necessarily there right now. So what you haven't been doing is telling the truth with yourself. I feel a lot of you aren't even in a relationship at this point. You also don't really know what you want, so you don't have any way to portray that to the people who are coming in and out of your life. So then your overall energy is pulling up as community. I feel that the people in this group are doing a really good job putting themselves out there. You really do want a relationship, and so you're like, all right, I'm going to go, to this experience and to do this thing, and you're finding, because one of the really important parts, especially when you're looking for a relationship, is to go to places where you would want to go, whether you were with that person or not. So let's say you like karaoke. You go out to the karaoke bar, you go out there, you have a good time, and then that way, if it doesn't work out with that person, you still had an enjoyable time. So some of you are really moving forward with creating a community, and this will be really good too, because for some of you, what this means is you'll meet that person through your community. So then the Moonology card is, oh, you are good enough. It's really funny. I've always had an aversion to that statement, you are good enough. To me, that kind of feels like, oh, well, we need 100, but you are 90. Well, you're good enough. So I know there's different ways to look at it. And I feel that in this situation, a lot of you feel the same way I do about that phrase. So I guess it's a really good indication for myself as well that, we will never reach perfectionism. I just listened to Abraham Hicks talk about that. You will never be perfect. You always are at the mark. Even though you're striving for a higher mark, you're always at the mark where it is um, acceptable. And being at that acceptable mark and accepting that really takes a lot of the pressure off you. So the clarifying card for that is the reverse Two of Swords. So this is about a compromise. This is about an overload of information. So I think some of you just kind of, and even in that conversation, were like, oh yeah, I guess that I am meeting what I need to meet in my life. So your Starseed card is Starseed. Raise the vibration of the planet through your radiant, loving light. And I think that's really excellent for this group of people because I think it goes back to what can I do more of? You have just started getting involved in the laws of attraction. And so, up until this point, you haven't really seen your own magic. And that's really about love and light. All right. So thank you so much for stopping by. I would love to hear what's going on. I would love to hear how you feel about the phrase, you are good enough. I'd love to see what's going on with that. And don't forget to like and share and comment and subscribe and all the wonderful things you can do on YouTube. And I look forward to hearing if you figured out what is in the box. So this is for the group of people who chose the nickel. We have the overall energy, the Moonology card, Starseed card, what can you do more of, what can you do less of, and what haven't you been doing? Right, so what can you do more of is pulling up as the Four of Wands. I love that picture. It looks like really good sex. The Four of Wands is also known as the Twin Flame card. So this is about celebrating and family and homecoming, and it just has that really safe feeling. So I feel like a lot of you are starting to believe that exists. So you have come to acceptance of the idea of, oh, there is a home, there is a happy family for me waiting. So that's what you can do more of, is keep believing that. What you can do less of is pulling up as the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is about a feeling of poverty or isolation. It's a lack feeling. So for some of you, you can let go of that feeling of a sense of lack. You can really start getting into the idea that, like, oh, life is a miracle. I deserve good things. I don't need to feel impoverished or a lack in my life. So then the last one is, what haven't you been doing? And this pulls up as the reverse strength card. So the strength card is this way. She's wrestling this hog, this animal, to the ground. But when it's reverse, it's has a lot to do with fear or power being abused. So you've been doing a really good job because you have been eliminating fear from your life. I feel like that's, you've met this person or you have been seeing them in your dreams. They may not have quite materialized into your world yet, but you're really, really letting go of fear. All right, so we're going to move this down. And I've noticed, so let's see, so the energy card is, oh, Goddess of the Moon. I love that picture. So you're really tapping into your feminine energy. You're really finding out about yourself. You're doing a lot of spiritual work. You're learning about the laws of attraction. There are actually two groups of you because two pulled up. So it'll be your intuition to decide and to discern which group you are in. The first group of people have the reverse Chariot card. So for the reverse Chariot card, this is about giving up. This is about losing direction. I'll pull another one because it's Goddess of the Moon is really giving us a lot of energy today. So there's three groups of people. The second group of people, you are in the Ten of Swords. You are in this energy of nightmares and feeling like the person, oh, there's a karmic partner. So there's somebody that you see your beloved with, and you lose your power because you give it away to the other person. Then the third group of you is in a energy of the Four of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles is about fear of change. But at the same time wanting to have a long-term security. So fear is a huge part of the lesson that comes with the twin flame relationship. Realizing that you're not the victim is a huge part of it. This person did not go and have this relationship with this other person to hurt you intentionally. It was sent for you to love yourself, also to realize that it's your option to choose union. Life is created for you, not to you. Like, you are the creator of your life. So then the Moonology card that's pulling up is your dreams need a practical plan. So when you are working with the laws of attraction, especially when you're trying to like attract a specific person or even like a specific type of relationship, you have to have a practical plan. And the plan for creation, when it comes to laws of attraction, that is the most beneficial to the collective as a whole, is finding a way to bring in forgiveness and love. If you spend your time working on forgiveness and love, all of the other stuff will completely fall into place. It's really interesting. So my twin flame, there were relationships that this person was in, and I really was like, you know what? I love you unconditionally. I love you if we're not sitting down to dinner every night. I love you if we're not, talking all the time. And over time, that changed. The relationships narrowed down. The time became more prevalent. Like, you have to have a plan, and that plan of action has to be love and forgiveness, because that's ultimately why we're here. So your starseed card is wisdom. See your adversaries, your adversaries, as opportunities to expand your spiritual light. So use your wisdom. You know what's going on in this relationship, and you know what you're vibrating at. If you're paying attention to the other person being in the relationship, or that other person, and you're like, well, I've got to unconditionally love him, he's got this or she's got that, or they have this thing that's blocking our eternal love, then you don't understand. Eternal love, unconditional love, comes from a place that is not sexual, or is not about romance, or is not about going on dates. It's about unconditionally, regardless of the conditions. So I don't just love you when you're sitting next to me, holding my hand, smiling, and handing me, chocolate. I love you when I haven't heard from you, and whatever the circumstances, unconditionally, meaning no matter what the condition is, I will love you. That will change a lot for you, and it will give you a lot of peace. All right, well, excuse me. I look forward to hearing what is going on. I think it's very interesting that you are a goddess and you have wisdom. So I look forward to hearing how that wisdom is affecting your relationship. And then don't forget to like and share and subscribe and all of the wonderful things that you can do on YouTube. And I also invite you to the end of the video where you can see what is in the box. Thank you so much for stopping by. All right, so this is for the group of people who chose the brown foot. So we have the overall energy, the Moonology card, a starseed card, and then we have what you can do more of, what you can do less of, and what haven't you been doing. So what you can do more of is pulling up as the reverse Queen of Wands. So the reverse Queen of Wands, she has aggression. She's seen as cold or apathetic. And really, I feel that the people who were drawn to this, the thing that you can realize is that you don't need to be there for everybody. Sometimes you're going to be the bad guy in somebody else's story, and that's actually okay. So, what you really need to work on is not being a people pleaser. What can you do less of is showing up as the reverse Hierophant. The reverse Hierophant is about problems with society or authority, which is really interesting because, that kind of goes back to pleasing people. So what you can do less of is pleasing people. That's really detrimental to you. It's taking away your authentic desire to be this whole person. Very interesting. I smell sage very, very strongly. I almost can taste it. So, some of you are either burning sage right now or are needing to burn sage and experiencing a cleansing in your home. What haven't you been doing is pulling up as the reverse hermit. So the reverse hermit is about loneliness and repeating past mistakes. So you are not repeating past mistakes. You're learning from them. You're learning. It's very interesting because these two are major arcana. So these things are happening in your life and they're divinely guided. So ask your guides for assistance. Ask your guides for help because they're wanting to help you. So your overall energy is pulling up with woman holding a coin. So that's a very prosperous feeling. You have a lot to present and offer to other people, which kind of goes back to this, is giving too much. It is okay for you to hold that coin. It is okay for you to hold on. For a long time, I didn't feel worthy. And so I kind of felt like whenever I had something, I needed to share it with the collective. Like, oh, I have a bag of donuts. I have to give some to everybody. And that's not really the case. There is some benefit to giving donuts to other people, donuts being whatever material thing you're talking about. There are some benefits, but if it's meaning that at the end you just have an empty bag full of dust, you did not take care of your initial priority, which is yourself. So the Moonology card is emotions are running high. I do feel like some of you are, because you have been giving so much to so many people, you are interacting in a lot of people's energy and you're not shielding yourself. And so what's happening is you are kind of getting sucked into these other people's emotions. So somebody comes to you, oh, I'm going to lose my house. I haven't been able to pay rent. And you think, oh, I have $200 in the bank. I guess I should give them some money. That's wrong. If it's emotional, my friend actually said to me the other day, if you took the emotion out of the situation and you said, okay, I'm not going to let this person's catastrophe be the dictating driving force in my choice. I'm not going to let their tears decide what I do with my coin. I'm not going to let their manipulation. Sometimes it's not even manipulation, though. It's being ill prepared. So it's the whole idea of like the grasshopper and the ant, where the ant spent all summer long gathering food, getting ready, and then the grasshopper was just like, la 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 la, I'm out here doing whatever I want. And then when the winter came, the grasshopper came to the ant and was like, can I have some of your food? And the ant was like, no, I'm sorry, you can't, because I've planned out exactly what I need for the duration of the winter. And there's nothing wrong with that. There is a real psychological effect to growing up in a family where your needs were diminished. I feel like the people who are in this group probably were in religious families or families that maybe were military. There were a lot of like rules that you had to follow and expectations. And it's you have reached a point in your life where that is no longer serving you, and it's actually just wearing you down, wearing you down, wearing you down, and you are feeling out of control because your self is so mixed in with everything else that's going on with other people. So your star seed is channel. You are a channel through which healing energy reaches the world, which really, really fits in with this. So, um, some of you feel like, oh, I am a channel. I do tarot readings. I help people with their energy. I heal this. And you're just letting people come into your messages on social media, and you're like, oh, I have to give. I'm a channel. I'm a channel. And it's very true that that's who you are and what you are. But if you leave a channel open, like seeing that as like electricity being able to come through, it can start a fire. It can burn out the outlet. It can shock other people. It can be running too high. You can have too much voltage going through a channel, and then you're no longer really helping anyone. Ooh. Oh, I can really feel that energy of the people who needed to hear that. Wow, that was a definite shift in how you are perceiving what you have been doing. Wow. Cool. So, some of you, okay, I feel a lot of pain in my hips. Hips pain means that you are holding on to past relationships and expectations. Some of you are even having a hard time walking. You're not even able to go forward anymore because you're just holding this burden of the world on you. And that's actually incredibly selfish. You are not the person who saves it all. And actually, what's happening when you attempt to be the person who saves it all, you are not giving the healing energy to the people who are doing their own work. It is not your job to save the planet. It is your job to be a guide to people saving themselves. And because you're a channel that you're leaving open, you're just letting everything come through because that's happening, you are not actually fulfilling your life's purpose. So if you've recently felt like, oh, I don't know why I'm here, I feel stuck, I feel, yeah, you need to change and actually find a way to replenish yourself. So like I've been doing readings on Facebook groups and in Kik groups and in my own group, and I was just pulling one card for a person, and then I realized like when I tried to do videos, I could feel that my energy was so low that I couldn't even raise the intonation in my voice to feel happiness. So even though you are a channel and you're here to help the world, if you are not filling your own cup, you are, I don't want to say failing, you are not doing your life's purpose to its full capacity. When you fulfill your life's purpose to its full capacity, you will find the ultimate joy. All right, well, I really look forward to hearing about you. I would love to, if you have a YouTube channel, I feel like some of you are also like, you know, have YouTube channels or have Instagrams that you're running and it's about magic. And I'd love to drop the links, let people see, share. I'm totally open to that. So then let's go and look in what is in the box. I'm going to open this in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And this was a little wrench. Okay, so thank you for stopping by, and I look forward to hearing more from you.